Hello, Trend Trackers. You all know China is one of the world's leading economies today. But do you know that 40 years ago, how much poverty was there? 90% of the population in China was living below the poverty line. Yes, my friends, you heard it right. 90% Chinese population was living below poverty. China's rise as a global superpower is nothing short of a remarkable phenomenon that has left the world in awe. In just a few decades, this ancient civilization has transformed itself into an economic powerhouse, reshaping the global order as we know it. Today, China is the world's second largest economy and the world's biggest importer. Let's delve into the fascinating journey of China's ascent, exploring key facts and figures that showcase its impressive growth. From its GDP contribution to its demographics and ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, China's success story is a testament to its strategic vision and relentless pursuit of development. China's economic powerhouse. China's contribution to global GDP in 1978 was mere 2%. Today, China contributes more than 18% in the global GDP. Today, their poverty rate is less than 1%. But how come? How is this possible that a country could rise from ashes on a global stage to being considered as the world-leading superpower? China started to change in 1978 when China launched massive economic reforms. Let's shed some light on these reforms. Agricultural reforms. The first was agricultural reforms. Farmers were allowed to sell their agricultural produce in the open market. Success in agriculture led to the privatization of other state-owned enterprises, creation of special economic zones. In 1980, China became a member of World Bank and International Monetary Fund. That's the same year it created 4 special economic zones. These 4 economic zones, namely Xiamen, Shenzhen, Zhuhai, Shantou, were created to encourage foreign direct investment. As the economy opened to the outside world, the global companies flooded to China to build factories and take advantage of cheap labor. Opening of stock markets. Stock markets in Shanghai and Shenzhen opened in 1990. Economic growth boomed the following decade, averaging 10% year-on-year growth. More than 500 million people have been lifted out of poverty. Yes, you heard it right, 500 million people. It has been called an economic miracle since then. 5 years ago, China was already a significant player in the global economy, with a GDP that commanded attention. Back then, its GDP contribution to the world stood at an impressive $11 trillion. Fast forward to today, and China has not only maintained its economic momentum, but has accelerated it. In 2023, its GDP has surged to a staggering $18 trillion, making it the second largest economy globally, hot on the heels of the United States. Factors that contributed to this economic miracle. What's even more fascinating is China's projection for 2030. With a relentless focus on growth and development, experts predict that China's GDP could surpass $30 trillion by the end of the decade. This trajectory, if realized, would firmly establish China as the world's undisputed economic leader. 2. The demographic advantage. One of the key drivers behind China's phenomenal growth is its demographic spectrum. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, China has an abundant labor force. This massive human capital has fueled the country's rapid industrialization and economic expansion. However, it's crucial to note that China is currently experiencing a demographic shift, with an aging population and declining birth rates. To sustain its growth, China must address these demographic challenges effectively. 3. Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is China's ambitious plan to revive ancient trade routes, connecting Asia, Europe, and Africa through a vast network of infrastructure projects. This initiative aims to promote economic cooperation, increase trade, and foster cultural exchange. China envisions the BRI as a means to open up new markets with faster and more cost-effective trade routes. It plans to connect more than 60 countries, encompassing over 70% of the world's population. 4. Reviving the Silk Road. At the heart of the Belt and Road Initiative is the revival of the historic Silk Road, the ancient trade route that once linked China to the Mediterranean. China's investment in building modern transportation networks, ports and pipelines along these routes is rekindling the spirit of economic exchange and cooperation that characterized the Silk Road for centuries. This initiative isn't just about trade. It's a bold move to reshape the global economic landscape. 5. Infrastructure development. China's infrastructure development under the BRI is staggering. It includes massive projects such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a network of highways, railways, and pipelines connecting China's western region to the Arabian Sea. These investments not only facilitate trade, but also improve the connectivity of the regions involved, promoting economic development and stability. 6. Geopolitical influence. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, China is not just building roads and bridges. It's also weaving a web of geopolitical influence. By investing in the infrastructure of partner countries, China gains leverage and strengthens diplomatic ties. Critics argue that this strategy can lead to debt dependency and political influence, but it's undeniably a demonstration of China's global clout. 7. Technological advancement. China's ascent to superpower status isn't limited to economics. It's also marked by technological prowess. The country has made significant strides in areas like artificial intelligence, 5G technology, and space exploration. Chinese tech giants like Huawei and Alibaba have become household names globally, reshaping industries and challenging Western dominance. 8. Global trade dominance. China's rise as a superpower is intricately tied to its dominance in global trade. It is the world's largest exporter, producing a wide array of goods from electronics to textiles. The country's export prowess has made it a critical player in the global supply chain. Chinese goods are found in nearly every corner of the world, showcasing the extent of its economic reach and influence. 9. Foreign investment and economic expansion. China's strategy extends beyond its borders. It has been actively investing in foreign markets and acquiring assets abroad. Chinese companies have bought stakes in industries ranging from technology to real estate, exerting significant influence on global markets. This strategy not only diversifies China's economic interests, but also solidifies its position as a global economic powerhouse. Challenges that came with this growth. Growth never comes alone. It brings some challenges to tackle to pave the way ahead for future growth. Let's understand some of the challenges associated with China's growth miracle. Environmental challenges. China's rapid growth has come at an environmental cost. It's now the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases. However, China has also taken substantial steps to combat pollution and promote green energy. The country is investing heavily in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, demonstrating a commitment to sustainable development. In conclusion, China's ascent to superpower status is characterized by a multitude of factors, including its impressive GDP growth, demographic advantage, ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, global trade dominance, and expanding economic influence through foreign investment. While challenges like demographic shifts and environmental concerns persist, China's trajectory as a superpower is undeniable, reshaping the world's economic and geopolitical landscape in profound ways. As we peer into the future, China's continued rise promises to be one of the defining narratives of the 21st century. For regular updates about emerging trends, global news, and historic fact, stay connected to Trend Trackers.